All right, 6:22, and over the last few weeks, we have seen gas prices just soar in North Texas. But if you thought the prices were bad, some consumers tell us there's another problem at the pump that you need to know about.
They each went to a gas station in Springtown, and a few hours after they filled up, they say their cars broke down. They could not get any answers from the gas station, so they called NBC5's Samantha Chatman. Sam's here to tell us what happened. Samantha?
Good morning to you, Mark. So this North Texas woman tells me she went to her neighborhood gas station to get fuel, but she ended up with something else.
I live about 1.5 miles from the pump.
Sarah Lyons bought this Honda Accord hybrid to save money on gas, and that's what she thought she was doing when she went to this gas station in Springtown.
Grabbed gas and went home, thought nothing of it.
But a few hours later,
and all of a sudden, all the red lights were coming on my brand new car. I had the brake, lane assist, everything was just coming on.
She had the car towed to a nearby dealership, and not long after, a mechanic discovered the problem. Water.
You have water in your gas. We're going to have to remove your gas tank from your car. We're going to have to flush everything out, and we hope your engine's okay.
She learned the damage would cost her $900, so she called up that gas station.
And then said, you need to stop selling gas. You're selling bad gas. And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. You're the first person to call.
But a community Facebook chat led her to others.
It was like, oh my God. I am not the only one. Tons of people saying, me too, me too.
The NBC5 response team has heard from 7 consumers who say their car broke down that same week after filling up at Mobile Gas Town in Springtown. John Hill writes, I filled up a tank of gas and made it almost 2 miles when my Jeep started acting like it was out of gas and the engine light came on. I had it towed to a local mechanic. He immediately told me I had water in my tank. And Mari Swain told us, after filling my tank, my check engine light came on right away. I eventually learned I had water in my gas.
We have all delivered our receipts. We've called the owner, and we're just, nothing's happening. And so we're hoping that NBC can help us fix this.
NBC5 Response obtained a copy of the station's inventory report from a former employee, and it shows 64 gallons of water were found in the regular gas on March 5th. And when we finally reached the owner, he admitted this inventory report was from his gas station. The owner says he's not sure how so much water got in the tank. He says it must have been a heavy rain day. The area did receive 2 inches of rain earlier that week, but he says they cleared out the gas that Monday, March 5th, and everything is fine now. The Texas Department of Agriculture tells us they've received 10 complaints about Mobile Gas Town between March 2nd and March 4th. The gas station tested negative for water and fuel. The station owner tells me the tanks should be fine now, and he's been waiting on his insurance company to handle claims. But the owner agreed to expedite Lyons' case and pay her out of pocket. And that same day, she got 2 checks totaling $913.
And there are a lot of people with hundreds of dollars of damage on their cars.
But she says she won't leave this alone until everyone affected is paid.
So if they're doing this in our community, it needs to be fixed.
Now, the Texas Department of Agriculture says they wish they could have responded to these consumers sooner, but a recent bill has made it almost impossible for them to protect consumers against bad gas, and that's House Bill 2174. Now, the TDA says prior to this bill, if they received a fuel complaint, they were able to send out an inspector almost immediately to test the fuel. If they detected a problem, they could shut the business down until the problem was fixed. But as of September of last year, the TDA gets a fuel complaint. All they can do is give the gas station a fuel kit, and the business has 10 days to send in their results. Now, TDA Commissioner Sid Miller calls this one of the worst bills ever.
We cannot protect the consumer. They have zero protection now when it comes to dirty fuel, contaminated fuel, or people, shorting you at the pump.
And you can see my full interview with Commissioner Miller on our website right now at NBCDFW.com. He's very fired up about this because he feels for these consumers. He says, I wish I could have come to you sooner. I wish I could have come to that gas station sooner. But this new bill, he says, it's bad for consumers.
And great that you got that one woman her money back. Hopefully more will get their money back.
We'll definitely be checking on those other consumers with the owner as well.
All right. Thank you, Samantha. Reminder, if you have a consumer complaint, you got something you want Samantha to look into, call the response team. The number there on your screen. You can also reach out to Samantha on Facebook Live this morning. She'll be on right after the show at 7 a.m.
6:27 now, and we've got a lot more ahead on NBC5 today, including another consumer alert. You're going to want to check your credit card statement. A popular lunch and dinner spot